Hey, welcome to Brew View.
I'm Lugo.
I'm Maddy.
And we're here to talk to you about opinions that no one asked for. So we are two bros drinking, hanging out, talking about things. And
talking about life.
Trying to figure out things. I don't know. It's our first episode. Yeah. We're hoping everyone really enjoys our content. We're hoping that everyone joins us on further episodes because we're looking forward to sharing some of our thoughts and ideas with you guys, and we think that we have a lot of opinions that we can share. That it would
a lot of opinions you probably don't care about or agree with, but it's not your podcast, so
yeah, exactly.
Make your own podcast.
Yeah, you can make your own. That's what we decided to do, and that's how we ended up here.
That's how we ended up here.
I'll take a drink real quick.
What are you drinking today?
Today I'm drinking a Cerveza Modelo from Mexico.
Ooh.
That's what it says on the bottom here. I don't know if we're supposed to use brand names. We're not sponsored or anything.
We're not sponsored. We are not in any way affiliated with this brand. We just like beer.
We didn't even say the brand. We said something else though, didn't we? So yeah, we just like beer. And so we're just two bros hanging out, drinking beer. We figured this is a good way to introduce ourselves to the world. Trying to get out there, get ourselves known. We have plenty of ideas. We like to share those when we're drinking.
Yeah, we do.
So first off, I'll go a little bit about myself.
Okay.
You know me.
No.
But the world doesn't know me, I guess. Bit. So I go by Lugo, but everyone knows me by that, but they don't know me by my first name, so I'm not even gonna use my first name. We'll just go by Lugo. I'll throw that in the or the description down below. I guess everyone really wants to know.
So I'm not allowed to say your name.
No, you can. Oh yes. No.
Well, is it like a secret?
Well, I feel like I'm an established brand name at this point.
Okay, that's fair. Lightning Lugo.
Yeah.
Twisted Pain.
No, that's my gamer tag. Let's not go up. That gamer tag's been around since I was like 13.
Don't search him, guys.
Oh god, yeah, don't do that. It'd be like, this dude's gamer score is so bad. It would be very, very true.
Which is crazy for how much you like gaming.
Well, I do enjoy it, but we all had kids.
Yeah.
And then so like I sit down and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna play some games, but then I'm like 5 minutes into that, I'm like, I just want to sleep.
Or your kid comes downstairs and says they have to poop.
Oh yeah. That's that also happens too. Definitely got to get a lot of pooping in. And then like you're like, okay, well, that'll take 20 minutes, and then you're like, nope, being yelled at, summoned already.
Yep.
Services needed in there to wipe a rear.
Yep. And then they're like, why didn't you drop your life to come do this the second my fucking turd fell out?
And then they're like, I told you. Oh shit.
Sorry.
We don't know if we're supposed to watch our language or not on the type of thing. We'll try it out. I'll put the explicit tag on this one. First episode already failed.
I know.
Oh man.
We talked about this, that we were not, or we were going to try not to cuss.
But if we don't have a swear jar, we have to take a drink every time we do.
Okay.
Oh, I need a refill.
Same.
So we're both parents. We both have opinions about parenting, but like I don't know if we're gonna deep dive into that.
You know who else has opinions about parenting?
Who's that?
Non-parents.
Oh yeah, I love it when a non-parent decides to come in and say, "Hey, you know you're parenting wrong." I was like, "Oh, you're right. How many kids do you have?" Mm-hmm. Oh, I have none.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great. We run into that probably on the daily. You can't go to the grocery store without someone going,
seriously,
can you control your kid? I was like, how about you shut the hell up?
You almost did it.
I was like,
when I was pregnant with Emerson, had Elijah, obviously with me, and I was having coffee, and this woman walks up to me and she goes, "Do you want your baby to be retarded?" And I was like,
wow, she went full R on that.
Yeah. I was like,
jeez.
What? And she goes, drinking coffee is going to make your baby come out retarded. And I was like,
wow.
What?
Shocking.
And I was not very nice. And I said, oh, is that what happened to you?
That's the appropriate response, though.
I mean,
there's nothing else you say back to that that doesn't sound like, hey, you're kind of the dick. Makes sense to me anyway. So like there's been plenty of times where we've gone places and I'm like, you just get those judgmental eyes, and then you realize that you don't have
when they're
kids
on a screen.
Oh,
because you're trying to have 25 minutes with your spouse to talk about adult things,
and you're not being interrupted by mom look, or dad look. Oh man, the dad look.
Yeah.
Every day. It's every day.
And it's always them, and they're making like some weird face, and that's it. Or they drew the same stick figure for the 400th time this week, and they're like, "Look at this thing I just did."
Or they just grab the one off the fridge and say, "I do this." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know you did.
I know.
Put that up there."
Yep. I mean, I love my kids. Disclaimer. Just.
Oh yeah.
If you're a parent, you know.
If you're a parent, you know.
If you're not a parent, shut up.
Hey, we censored that one.
Hey, I did censor it.
Hey, that was good. I liked it. No, I feel like it's just one of those things where, like, when you're out and about and you're doing stuff, like you have a drink somewhere and like you're eating dinner, you're having a family dinner, and you get those judgmental eyes from the couple that doesn't have kids, and they're like, "Oh, can you believe that? Look at what they're doing."
Yep.
It's like, you understand, this drink just saved my kids' lives.
We're all better for it.
Yeah. I need to be able to get through this and not feel like I need to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
I remember at that point, they're like probably trying to eat off your plate. They're trying to scream, "Oh, I don't want to eat this."
They ate or ordered the same chicken dish that they had 17 times at the same restaurant, and all of a sudden they're like, "I don't want to eat this garbage." Like
the mac and cheese. It's not the right shade of yellow. It's my favorite. I'm like, "What do you mean? It's government cheese?" And they're like, "No, it's the yellow's not right." I'm like,
yeah, they changed it actually today when you came in. So
they said, "Today I've decided I want the darker shade of yellow." It's like, but you
just that would fuck with. Damn it!
Oh, drink. Okay.
I'm so bad at this.
It's gonna take a minute to get used to.
Okay, you want to know something crazy?
What's that?
Talking about cussing. I didn't say a cuss word my entire life until I was 19, and then I just couldn't stop. Like literally, yeah.
Do you have the sheltered life where you're like, I can't say anything?
I grew up religious. I won't say what denomination. But basically, yeah, I was gonna go to hell if I said cuss words, so I didn't. And it wasn't until my first boyfriend cheated on me, that I was like, "Get out of my house. I don't want to see you again." And that was all downhill from there.
Well said. Right to the point. Kick him out.
He slept with a girl at a Christmas party that I was at.
Yeah, that's awkward. Unwrap the wrong gift. Literally unwrap the wrong gift.
Oh, but the kicker, I didn't find out that night. I found out on the morning of my birthday, 5 months later.
What the heck?
Because this is MySpace days. And
good old MySpace.
A mutual friend meant to send him a message about this girl, and she's all in her feelings and blah, blah, blah. We had the same profile picture, so he sent that message to me instead. That's how I found out.
Oh, man, he's running game on 2 girls. That's a lot of work. I mean, you really think about it, that's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
Man, he kept that lie going for 5 months.
Right?
Shocking.
Men.
We are mostly disgusting, yes. All right, I'll agree. We are mostly disgusting.
Nah, JK. Women suck too.
Yeah, they also true. Man, it was just thinking about that. So like I was like just the other day I was talking to somebody, I was like, if I behaved more in my 20s, I would have ended up with 2 boys and hated the other spectrum of what I hate right now. Because I should have behaved in my 20s, I have 2 girls. So now I'm paying the price of like the universe is coming down to me saying, "Hey, you didn't behave, so like now you get to live what you did." And I'm like, God dang, I'm like, that's way too real, bro. I'm like I didn't need to visualize that. You could have just said, "Hey, you done messed up, Ron." And no, he just went straight into we're just gonna let you relive it.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask for that, man. That's okay.
I mean, but you kind of did. Indirectly.
Yeah, no, I did. Yeah. I really did. There was a lot of misbehaving in the early 20s. Then you you and I were having a conversation about this. Like, we just celebrated our birthdays.
Yep.
And so like now that we're like we're mid-30s now. Ew, man.
I mean, no offense to people older than 36.
No. We just like getting reminded by our kids that we're like halfway to death.
Elisha telling me that I was halfway to dead at 35.
It just hits differently. The mortality sets in past 30.
It really does.
Not feeling invincible anymore.
We were, 24, 25 when we met?
Yeah.
So yeah, 10 years ago. And birthday time. And
that's a really good story.
And we were young and carefree and drinking fish bowls and
missing flights.
Yeah.
So how we first met, we met because my best friend I went to high school with,
my husband,
your husband,
boyfriend at the time,
decided that he was going to miss his flight. I'm flying in.
His
never been to
4 p.m. flight. It wasn't even like an early one.
It was middle of the day. And I get a text saying not going to make it. I was like, what do you mean you're not going to make it? Like, I've never been to Atlanta. I don't know where to go past the airport. And he's like, don't worry. She's going to get you. I'm like, who's she? Oh, yeah. I forgot. My girlfriend's going to come get you. I'm like, okay. So then I'm exchanging numbers, getting your number, figuring out where to. You had to work that day. So I just take all my luggage and go to work.
Yep. Which, I forgot about that.
They had really good ranch.
The best ranch. And the potato rounds.
Yeah, I remember.
Shout out Thinking Man Tavern in Decatur. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, you're so Kansas now. That's how we pronounce everything here. Wow.
I know.
Wow. We Midwestern you.
I know. I'm saying ope all the time. Gonna sneak right past you.
Oh, yeah.
Doing the whole whelp, you know?
Oh, man. You're so Midwestern now.
I know. I can't even remember what the ocean looks like.
It's blue.
Well, not Virginia.
No. Maybe a little trashy. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Well, how about we take a break and we'll get into our next part of the segment here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey guys, welcome back from that break. A little bit extended there, but hope you guys enjoyed the buffer time in between.
We're going to be moving into our next segment, which we call the moo point.
It's moo.
Ooh, what's that, Maddie?
So in this segment, we're going to kind of take a deep dive into opinions nobody asked for. Hard-hitting questions, arguments you have with your spouse and your friends over a couple of drinks. Hard-hitting questions, those things. What's today's?
Boy, do we have a lot of good hard-hitting questions to ask. Probably a topic that you and I have gone round and round with is the difference between a solid versus slotted spoon.
Yes.
I'm obviously,
you are wrong.
I am.
I am right.
Wrong. It's no, I'm right.
No, you are not.
It's totally team slotted.
It's not. That doesn't make any sense. Okay. Let me just state my argument.
Okay, break it down.
Okay. You make a really good bechamel. You get all your cheeses in there. It's nice. It's gooey. You mix in your pasta, your breadcrumbs, the baking, everything. And then you go to get it out of your little aluminum dish, because that's where everybody puts it in. And now all your fucking cheese... Damn it. I don't have a drink. Now all your cheese is gooping out through the slots. You don't get to enjoy all the sauce. It's just wrong. That's a crime against cheese.
So it's a very stout argument there. Crime against cheese. See, I'm thinking about mac and cheese here. So when you're mixing mac and cheese and you have a solid spoon, it's slowing down every spin because the cheese can't pass through. It's not even mixing it correctly. It's just scooping. Like you're not scooping, you're mixing. That's why you have the slide spoon. So that way when you stir, all the cheese can pass through, getting onto the extra noodles behind it.
You're insane.
No, that's how that works.
No. You use a non-slotted spoon. It's science. Boom. Roasted.
But the viscosity of the cheese when you spin.
Yeah. No. You're wrong.
How so?
Because I just explained why and how. And plus, slotted spoons, if you have any kind of smaller noodle, it's just falling right through.
What?
And that makes it hard when you're trying to mix, or like even when you're just boiling the water and you're like trying to put it into your pot, mix everything up again, and now it's just falling out everywhere. The spaghetti's going everywhere. The little tiny macaroni noodles, like with the Kraft box, they're not staying in a slotted spoon.
Okay, there is probably one thing we can't agree. The claw-looking slotted spoon that people use for spaghetti, worthless. It's not doing anything.
It's just all, like everywhere,
everything
all the
sticks
time.
to it. It's not really spinning, and then like it flops over because like it's trying to scoop too much. Okay, I'm with you on that one.
Okay,
I'm talking about an actual metal slotted spoon.
I know, but I still think they're garbage.
No, not at all.
Well, you, the listeners, can feel free to hop in and give us your opinions as well.
Yes,
only if they agree with me, though.
No, they're going to agree with me.
Okay. But we can move on to something that we... Wait, do we both agree on the plateware? I'm team square plate.
Oh, man, I'm also team square plate.
Oh, okay, nice.
But you know what? That's fine. You know what? I'm going to take the opposite side of this just for the pod.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
what's that called? Devil's advocate?
Sure.
When you take the wrong side?
I was just going to say it's probably more of like just being a showman.
So is Kate the one that's team round plate?
Yeah, the wife is team round plate.
And Corey's team round plate.
What is with this? What is wrong with them?
I don't know.
You know what? We're pivoting off this. We're going to talk about people who like round plates instead.
Who are clearly wrong.
They're clearly wrong. Square plates are obviously more superior because you have more space to fit things on.
Yeah, and they just aesthetically, looking at it, looks better. It fits in your cabinets better because your cabinets are also square or rectangle or whatever. Like
yeah, who's got circular cabinets? Nobody does.
Nobody.
Like even the ones that like was it the
Lazy Susan one?
Is that why is it? Why are you hating on Susan?
Sorry, Mad Eye.
That's right. Her mom is Susan.
Her mom is Susan. That's a friend of ours. Her mom is Susan, but we like her.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called a Lazy Susan.
Didn't see that coming. I guess I'm trying to think what the things the doors you go through that spin. What are those called? Help me out here.
Ooh,
wow, we don't.
Yeah,
we both don't know.
What is it called? I know this.
Wow, this is really bad.
Yeah.
Public schools really failed us. Oh man.
Seriously.
That should have been like one of the lessons you say. When you
revolving doors.
Oh my god, that took way too long. Revolving doors. Yes. Okay. Yes. So revolving. So like, even if you had that, you're still not putting plates in that.
No.
Even if you had like the one that goes in your cabinet, you're not putting plates in that.
No. That's where like you put pots and pans maybe, or maybe like Tupperware or something.
So how do you feel about square pans?
I actually like square pans, but
it's vastly superior.
They're just harder to find and typically more expensive.
Because they have more surface area.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Sometimes people are on a budget. They got to get the set, and it's all round, not square. Because they got to buy the square ones individually.
All right.
And we don't pour shame on this podcast.
Grills, square. Flat tops, square.
Yeah.
They're not circle.
Well, electric ones are circle.
Flat tops?
Yeah.
I've never seen one. Probably because, they're not popular.
Yeah, because they suck. Gas is the way to go.
Yeah, gas is the way to go. I think I was watching a video on Instagram the other day, and they were cooking in a circular pan, and they were just spilling everything everywhere. And all I could think about was if they just used a square pan, they would have been able to fit everything in there. And I get the whole idea of the square versus circular, like they stack better together, or do they? Well, would they really?
I don't know.
Wait, maybe that doesn't make any sense. I don't even know what I'm talking about now. Because wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense either.
We're so lost in our own opinions.
Team square.
Square everything.
It just makes more sense to have square everything.
Yeah,
you fit more. It looks better. It's aesthetically pleasing, and it doesn't even
honestly.
Have to have designs.
You know what's crazy is I even like silverware that's more boxy. Like the handles are straight edges, not rounded at the bottom, and
drives me nuts. Having everything square, there's just something about straight lines and square things that just make more sense.
Yeah.
So when you throw a circle in there, you're like, get out.
Get out now.
Don't want it.
You're messing up my brain.
That was one of our biggest debates I think we had recently was we have so now this is how I ended up with having square bowls and circle bowls because I refuse to eat out of circle bowls.
Yeah.
There's no... Because
it's a bowl. You're using a spoon 9 times out of 10 when you have a bowl, and it makes
when you
sense to be able to scoop it.
When you have the square bowl, you're able to scoop better out of the corners.
I don't...
they're just...
Yeah, if you have a fork, not if you have a spoon.
No, you can do a spoon.
I don't agree with that one.
I
actually have both square and round bowls that I use for different things. So...
Dips. What size bowl? Dips. What would you put in? Square, circle?
Probably square.
Square.
Because if you're doing, chips, getting in the corners. Yeah.
Soup.
Round.
I'm torn on that one.
Because you have a spoon, can fit into all the, it's round. They're both round.
All right. Fork or spoon, which is the more superior scooper?
It depends on what you're eating. Because pasta, fork. No matter what.
I would eat soup with a fork.
You can't.
Yeah, because you scoop all the goodies out and then you just drink the broth.
Yeah, that sounds disgusting.
No, that sounds efficient.
But no, it does not.
Scoop with a fork and then you drink.
No.
It's like a
That's
2-in-1
insane.
deal. No.
This is not cereal. You're insane.
Okay, you go get ramen.
Okay.
They give you chopsticks and the spoon. Same concept, right?
Well, that's because they use chopsticks. I mean, like culturally.
But chopsticks are basically forks.
Yeah, but I don't like chopsticks. I can use them, I just don't like them.
Why?
Oh, okay, what about if you go to like somewhere authentically Italian and you get pasta, they give you a fork and a spoon. A spoon this way where you like stick your fork so you can get proper twirling motion.
That's very important when you
So I
eat
feel
spaghetti.
like there's just an equal place in the utensil world for forks and spoons. Okay,
That's debatable.
question. Big spoons or little spoons?
Big spoons.
Little spoons.
Really?
Yeah.
You can shovel so much more.
Yeah, but it's literally like I can't use a big spoon. I have a small mouth, I guess. I don't know.
Do you remember that movie? Actually, sorry, the book Holes.
Yeah.
They were digging with big shovels. They weren't using small shovels.
Yeah, well, I'm not out trying to dig my way to China with a tiny spoon. And if I'm eating ice cream, I prefer a small spoon because I don't get brain freeze.
But I would say that's efficient though. Nobody wants brain freeze, so that's efficient. I'm down with that.
And then
one.
if I'm eating hot soup, I also don't want a giant scoop where it's super hot on the bottom and seems fine on top, and all of a sudden my tongue is burned.
Did you not stir it?
I mean, I do a little bit, but it's still hotter on the bottom.
Kind of reminds me of like pizza rolls when you bite into it for the first time and you're like, it appeared.
And you do the like thing where you're trying to breathe through it.
But it tricks you because you are fooled into a false sense of security because you're like, it's not that hot.
It's not, because the outside doesn't feel that hot.
And then you take a bite and it's lava.
It's molten lava.
And then you're like, it's too late. It's stuck everywhere.
It's already in your mouth. And then worse, you try to spit it out and now your hand is burning. And
then you're kind of left there just with a handful of shame.
And you never learn. It's the same process every single time for 30 years. Because I assume I didn't start eating them until I was like 5 or 6.
Okay. Microwave, oven, air fry.
Air fryer.
Air fryer all the way.
All the way.
Man, air fry is such a superior tool.
I
think it's underrated. It does not get enough love and attention that it deserves.
It really does not. And it's not that I hate the oven, but you hardly ever need that amount of space except for Thanksgiving.
What am I baking a cake?
And I may actually do bake a lot of cakes.
Okay, I don't bake cakes.
Okay. So it's good for those things, but it gets your house like 1,000,000 degrees, which I guess maybe in the winter is cool. But the other day I was baking cookies and it was already 80 degrees outside, and then the house felt like a sauna. Even with the air conditioning on, I just couldn't keep up with the amount of heat that was coming out of the oven. And you don't get that with an air fryer.
Also true.
Also, air fryers, so all the buttons. I don't even have to think about it most of the time. I'm just like, oh, fish, boom. I made some mahi for mahi tacos last week in the air fryer. Press the fish button. That is the moistest, most well-cooked mahi I've ever had.
Air fryer has a fish button?
Yeah.
It's legit.
Yeah, I love that thing.
Wow. Mine does not have that. We have like the flatter one because I really want something to fit big pizzas in because pizzas are nice.
No, I love pizza.
God, the amount of pizza I eat is crazy.
I literally ate an entire pizza the other day. Like, I made it before I left to go get Ellie from school and sat in my car in the pickup line and ate an entire Tony's pizza.
I thought where I thought you were going with this. I didn't realize that's where you were going.
Yeah, I love pizza.
Pizza is also really good, but the big setback from this is you think about, okay, you put it in the oven, you're ready to go pick up Ellie, then you come back, your pizza's burnt in the oven. There's no way to like shut that thing off, right? No. You put it in the toaster oven, you put it in air fryer, stuff like that. You set a timer, go boom, you
it's
come
off.
Back. And then there's the hidden feature I think that nobody really thought about because it will stay warm until you get back. Because it cuts the heat off. It's just kind of like that, I don't know, like convection side of it. I don't know what else to call it. But it'll keep your food warm while you're finishing up what you're doing. And it'll come back to cold pizza.
Yep.
I almost hate having a microwave now.
Yeah, literally.
Do you have a reheat setting on yours?
Yeah.
It's legit.
It's amazing. Like
it's the best way to warm up anything now.
Anything at all. And you go out to eat, right? You get some fish and chips. Mm-hmm. It's delicious. You love it, but you're full. You can't eat it all. You can't come home and stick 1 4-inch piece of fish in your oven, but your air fryer. You come home, you pop it in, it's crispy again. It's just got so many benefits. It's just so far superior in so many ways.
I think back to like when you go to like a fast food chain and you get French fries. Yeah. And then you maybe not finish the French fries, you get distracted, maybe we're full, whatever. You can come back, use the air fryer to breathe life back into them.
Literally.
And they're so good. It's almost like it just came out of there.
McDonald's or Wendy's fries?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Wendy's.
I think Wendy's has the better fries.
They do.
Superior.
They're better. And it's not that McDonald's are bad, but you never know if they're going to be crispy enough, and they die much quicker. And
okay, this might be slightly debatable, but everyone seemed like they got on board with them, and they started copying them. They're not the only chain out there that uses that type of style of fry.
Oh, no.
And I'm not talking about like the other major burger chains. I'm talking like the chains that like you would go to like Chicago, or you go to Philadelphia, or you go to like
you know what I
San
don't
Francisco. Like
Freddy's
they have their own
fries.
chains. Who?
Freddy's.
Oh no, they're gross.
Because they're like
they're too skinny.
They're too skinny. They're a tiny version of McDonald's fries, and they're gross. And I hate.
This goes back to the whole square and circular thing. Because, was it Red Robin has like steak fries?
I love those.
Oh, I can't stand them. It's like eating mashed potatoes.
Okay, well I do also drown mine in sauce, so maybe it's just the garlic mayonnaise that I like.
That's what it is. Do you imagine if some of these other chains like come on, they're like, hey, we're just gonna serve garlic mayonnaise with everything. All of a sudden, it's like garlic fries. It's like, wait a minute.
Okay, they do have garlic fries. They toss them at Red Robin. They toss them in garlic oil, Parmesan cheese, and parsley, and then I get the garlic aioli on the side, and just.
That sounds so good.
So good. So
we need to have like a French fry review off.
Yes.
We just have.
Agreed.
We'll just have like all these different French fries out, and we'll just be like, the square of the fry is slightly skewed.
You are so bad at accents.
No, it's not
just
good.
Like Corey.
It's not good.
Have you ever heard him do Jon Snow?
It's bad. It is bad. Oh man, we should get him on the show just for.
I asked, and he said maybe one day.
Oh no, he needs to be on for impersonations.
Yeah.
We'll have to do
sure.
We'll have to do a deal
because they all sound exactly the same.
It's like throw lines out there, say, "Hey, impersonate this guy real quick," and they're like, "I am the black."
And he'd have to actually know who they are because he doesn't know who almost anyone is either. Unless
he watched all of that with us.
I know. That doesn't really matter.
I guess not. All right, fair enough. Man, I think I've gone back and rewatched it a few times.
Yeah, season 2 of House of the Dragon, June 16th.
It's coming out. We're gonna definitely we'll have to do like a small recap. I think as we progress, we should add that.
I'm down with that.
We should add that to something we do because I feel like that's a very trendy thing. We're all about the Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah, I love Game of Thrones.
It's like I'm at work and I'm talking to people about like, hey, if you're gonna advance your career, just Game of Thrones it. Just do the Kingslayer thing, and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, just do the Kingslayer thing. I was like. If you eliminate the guy on the throne, you just take over, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's who's in the way of your promotion. Just take him out.
In the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
So and then, I was like, the corporate world's kind of like that, right? Just eliminate the people who are ahead of you, and then next thing you know, you just move right up.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
They had a lot of opinions about that. It's like, oh, okay, well.
I mean, promoting violence in the workplace.
Oh yeah, I guess
I could see it.
Just don't red wedding it. You'll be fine.
Okay, fair enough. Don't kill any pregnant women, and you're good.
No.
Okay, perfect.
No, we're not going to get into that, but there's enough of that going on right now.
Moving on.
Ooh,
Bridgerton comes out today, too, which I know you don't care about, but I care about. Bridgerton, season 3.
Oh, no, I don't know what that is.
Well, part 1. Okay, what is with TV shows doing this part 1 and part 2 of a one, like, only the first 4 episodes were released, and then part 2 will come out in June with the last 4 episodes. And I get where they're doing it. A lot of TV
shows are doing that lately.
But a lot of them are doing it. I'm like, just give me all of the show. Is it like a filming thing?
No, so hear me out.
Is it a money thing?
I think when COVID was happening, they got into this comfortable release schedule. And a lot of studios, I think, pump out a lot of content as fast as they can.
Mm-hmm.
And then that puts strain on the production team, puts strain on the actors, stuff like that. So then, like, if you shoot part of it, and then you're like, hey, let's go back, let's look at this, let's revision this, because now the streaming war competition is it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
So did you see that Netflix just signed a deal with the NFL to stream Christmas games?
Yeah.
So like that war is getting out of control.
It's wild.
It is literally getting out of control. How much? Like now I gotta have Netflix, I gotta have Peacock,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have YouTube TV.
Yep.
To catch all the games, and I don't even have that's like without even having any of the sports package. That's just to watch like local games.
Yeah.
Because you can only rely so much on antenna,
and
then
And I've got the Hulu that has ESPN included, but even that doesn't show you all the games. So you still have to have, like, I think we have Peacock, Hulu, and Netflix.
That's just to watch one season
of football. That's it. That's not any other shows. And then you're getting into like your Apple TV, and like, it's good shows. I want to watch them, but at this point, I'm going to be paying $200 for 14,000 streaming services.
And this was something I was talking to you about the other day about how remember when cable used to be like $100, and like it's not like that today, but
yeah,
you would get like all these channels. You can get all this. You get access to all these other sports channels. You get access to fight channels, stuff like that. Now the streaming wars happened. Cable's been like reinvented, and now they just charge more for it.
Yep.
So nobody's really saving any money
at all.
Like Netflix got ahead of it, and like they're kind of like probably sitting at the top, but like it's only a matter of time before like they get dethroned.
Yeah.
But their content's not bad at all. The fact that like they picked up an NFL game, think of all the people who just recently subscribed to all the ads. They said their ad push service now is now getting crazy amount of subscribers, which you wouldn't think that, because like their whole business model was like no ads.
Yeah.
And so then they introduced it because everyone else is like ads. That's
I
how
have
everything gets
the
affordable
one
now.
for multiple streams within your household, and I have the no ads ones only for Netflix. I think every other streaming service I have ads for, but it's $30 a month just for Netflix to be able to put it on more than one TV in my house. So
you add that plus like you have your Apple TV, then what is it? Peacock,
Paramount, YouTube TV,
which I think Paramount's actually probably the cheapest of all. I think.
Yeah, if you get a Walmart Plus account, you get your Paramount for free.
Are you really saving money if you have Walmart Plus? Because you have Amazon Prime, then that's. See what I mean? Like the marketing gimmicks are weird. It's almost like they're
I have
microtransactions.
Walmart Plus because I signed up for it before they monetized it, and so I got like, I know that grandfathered isn't the term for that, but I don't pay for mine. But I still get to use the fuel services. I still get to use Paramount for free. Like, I get all the things.
That's kind of a sweet deal.
Yeah, right?
Huh. See, it's hard to navigate. Like, could you imagine like being young versions of us again, and you're just like, I got my first apartment, I'm trying to set up TV. Like, usually your go-to is Netflix. And then I'm like, well, I want to watch other shows.
Yeah.
How do I
and everybody has all their own original content that you can only get from their service. It's like, I mean, Game of Thrones even. You have to have HBO Max.
I forgot about HBO Max.
Like, you have to have it.
And I think when HBO Max first launched, it was cheaper to get HBO Max than it was to actually go, like, let's say you had traditional cable. It was more expensive to add HBO onto your plan.
Yep.
And then you didn't even get the same stuff that you get on HBO Max.
Yep.
Because cable doesn't work that way.
And I have Max. I totally forgot about it, actually, but because of Game of Thrones and Friends is on there and Vampire Diaries is on there and stuff. But yeah, it's wild. Like,
I'm very passionate about the TV thing. Because like, especially for like, we have very busy lives, like between the kids, our work schedule, all that stuff, sports,
and activities, like, dance. Yeah. Finding
time to watch TV. You're like, okay, I might get an hour here, might get an hour there. The idea that I could watch TV on the go if I had like, usually, like for example, for you, like when you're sitting in line, perfect. Because like you're sitting there for like 20 minutes waiting for all the kids to come out, and then like you have to slowly move up. Obviously, you're not on your phone when you're moving up, but when I drive by my elementary school, that's by me because Ray's getting ready to go there.
Yeah.
Like I was looking at that line wraps all the way around the block.
That's why I always get there early.
Oh, that makes total sense now. See, I'm new to this whole school thing.
Corey's totally the opposite. He will literally wait until the very last minute to go and get them. And you still have to wait in a little bit of a line, but I don't know if it's like an anxiety thing or what it is. Like, I have to be there. One of the first ones in line, or my whole day is like messed up. Like it throws me off, and then
really,
yeah, I don't. It's weird. I mean, this year's a little different because I literally have to be there early because Ellie's school is 11 minutes away from the big kids' school, and they only get out 5 minutes apart. So I have to be able to literally get her, go, and be one of the last like 2 or 3 cars in the big kids line to get them. So next year that'll be a little bit different. But back when it was just, Emerson and Elijah, it didn't matter. I had to be there early to be one of the first ones because sitting in the line or whatever it is, it gives me anxiety and I don't like it. And
well, you're trapped. And so this is going to be kind of funny. Imagine being in that line and you got to take a dump. What do you do? Like that is like in my top 10 fears. What do you do? Because you're like, okay, I'm trapped here with all these people. I can't get out of line. I'll lose my place. Well, what if I can't hold it? Then what do I do? Oh man, then I'm sitting there just like at that point you got the sweats, you're full of panic, the anxiety levels are out of control, and then you're like, okay, they're gonna be. You start telling yourself it's gonna be okay. 5 minutes are coming out. I gotta race home, and then like you get in the car, and then of course the first kid's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I was like, oh, you're not the only one. Now imagine having one bathroom.
Oh God.
Nightmare fuel.
Nope. No, thank you. Fuel. If it makes you feel better, I have never had that experience in, how long has Elijah been in school? 4 years.
That makes me feel better. It's something I'm really worried about. Like I think I was talking to Caitlin about this the other day. I was telling her, I was like, hey, I gotta go pick these kids up. And I was like, is there a protocol for this? Like, hey, save my spot in line. I got to run inside real quick. Like, I'm just imagining the embarrassment of all the parents staring like, what is this dude doing? I'm like, let me in. I'm like, I gotta go.
Oh yeah. Cause then you have to get a badge that says you're a visitor. And I don't know if their school's the same, but ours, like it's a button you have to ring.
Yeah.
Because everything is locked. It has a camera. You have to tell them why you're there. Then you have to go through the office to get a visitor pass and everything. It's not an easy process to get into the school.
As a first-time parent going through the whole school thing, when we went up there, they were really, really good about navigating us through this and telling us, hey, this is the process, this thing you got to do. They even had like an emotional support dog behind the secretary's desk. And they're like, oh, yeah, the kids love the dog. I was like,
that's wild.
Whose dog is this? They're like, oh, it's the school's dog. I'm like, the school has a dog? Like,
that's
it's
wild.
really cool. And so like all the
we're not allowed to. You're not even, if you're a walker, you're not even allowed to walk your pet up while your kids come to school because
crazy.
It can be seen as like a threat. There might be kids that are scared of it or have allergies to dander or anything like that. So you're just not allowed to at all.
This is a bulldog.
Interesting.
Bulldogs, they kind of look like that's like, I don't know.
They're so ugly. They're cute dogs.
Yes. And so like, I think as like a little kid, you'd be, I don't know, semi-intimidated by a dog with like its jaw hanging out, and it couldn't be the nicest dog ever in the world.
Yeah.
He was laying back there. He looked really comfortable, looked really happy, loved all the attention he gets from all the kids.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to just see that there. Cause I'm thinking like, you can't walk other dogs up here because, like, what if that dog is like, hey, this is my turf?
My
so, yeah, it was really interesting to see that. And so, like I said, when they're running us through, we're going through all the deal. I think they called it Roundup. I think it was kindergarten Roundup.
Yeah, kindergarten Roundup, yeah.
So that was fascinating and navigating all that.
And so, like, do you have 2 different lines at your school? Like,
I think they just have the
younger
one.
Kids so ours is broken up into K through 2, and they go to the back car loop, which kind of goes behind where the playground is. And then they have front car loop, which is 3 through 5. But if you have multiple kids, if your oldest is a 3 through 5, everybody goes to that side. If your oldest is like, second grade, basically.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Then you would all go to the other one.
Because they have release on 2 different sides. Which, okay, that makes sense.
It basically is to cut down on traffic. Now, our school is also unique in that we don't really have a ton of like parking space, so they have to break it up, otherwise we would just be going lines down the street, and it's 47th Street, it goes to K7, like it's a fairly busy street. It also goes to 435 if you go the opposite direction. So I feel like it's probably just a logistical thing.
That's above our pay grade.
But just wait till you discover the joys of the idiots who are in pickup lines. And I already have road rage. Like, I fully admit that. You could literally be driving, and if you're not doing what I think you should be doing while you're driving and I'm behind you, I will be like, kill this guy. Like, I get so mad. Like, blood boiling. And pickup lines are just... I was telling you this yesterday. Certain people who... We've been doing this for 9 months. How do you not know where the front of the line is? Just pull up. And not that it, like, truly affects me.
Well, everyone has the same goals. They're all trying to get in and out as fast as they can. We're all trying
to get in and out, and it's like 2 car lengths. Like, pull up so more people have space to come in and park. Like, it drives me literally, like, insane. And I used to be the earliest all the time. And then slowly over the last couple of months, there's 2 different ones who have started coming earlier and earlier and earlier. And one of them is this person who always parks 2 car lengths behind where they're supposed to park. And so now I have to get there even earlier than I used to make sure I'm still in the front.
Are they parking 2 lanes behind because there's like a entrance exit type thing they're just trying to accommodate for?
No.
That's rude.
Okay, so there's like a loop that you drive through.
Yeah.
And then it's a stop sign because it's a 4-way stop for people coming into the school, going to the left parking lot, or going to the car loop. And so it's a stop sign, and it has cones, like bright orange cones that mark that's where you start the line. That's how it's been the entire year.
She's like, I can't see the cones, so she parks so far back.
So then even if I get there first or somebody gets there first, whatever, and they park where they're supposed to, pull all the way up, she will still leave an entire car length if she's the second car. And why? Yeah, why? Why? I just don't understand it. I really don't. And it drives me insane. So if anyone who, does that, A, stop, and B, explain to me why, because it drives me crazy.
Yeah, it is wildly fascinating. I think trying to figure out what everyone else around us does is what drives our frustration. Yeah. Because you're like, you clearly see like there's a solution there. Just do it.
It's a system we've been doing for 9 months. Like,
I can't wait to be all wrapped up in this. I think I might get frustrated like just sitting in line waiting. I'm just gonna walk.
And then
it's not, the school's like not that far away. It's walkable. Until it's like 0 degrees outside.
Yeah. Ours is too. We just don't.
Yeah. No, I get that. Then I'm like sitting there going, I'm going to walk this every day. And then you're like, oh man, I'm not doing this anymore.
So once you commit to a form of transportation, they encourage you strongly to not change that unless like totally necessary.
Well, that makes sense because that's what they're going to be looking for.
And so you might be thinking, oh yeah, we can walk, no problem. But like for us, school, they have to be there by 8:25 because they eat breakfast at school. It takes us probably 15 minutes to walk there, which just means we have to wake up earlier to make sure we're ready earlier. Whereas I can just hop in the car and it's 2.5 minutes and I'm there. God. And then,
efficiency.
If it's cold, if it's pouring rain and you don't expect, like all of those things, it's just. Now, I get what there's a handful because the 47th, there's like 2 different cul-de-sacs and 2 different streets directly off of it. So that makes sense. It takes you 45 seconds to get home. Like, you would sit in the car line longer than it would take you to be to your house and back, like, or to the school and back to your house. So I get that. But if you're any more than like a 2-minute walk away, no thank you.
Who would have thought there's so much that goes into just dropping your kids off at school?
Right. It's nuts. It's nuts.
Back in my day, I had to walk through so much snow and rain.
Uphill both ways.
I've always heard that growing up, and I'm like, was it ever like that? I'm like,
I don't think so.
I walk outside, and I'm like,
I think it's just a thing boomers say.
It's got to be a boomer thing. It has to be.
It has to be.
Because you walk outside, and I'm like, no.
I mean, we're millennials. We have our own weird stuff that we say to the Gen Zers. And our kids are what, Gen A?
Are
Gen
they?
Alpha?
Do we come full circle
back around?
Oh,
yeah.
my gosh.
I think they're Gen Alpha.
Wait, what generation are we then?
We're millennials.
We're just millennials?
Yeah. And then there's Gen X. And then apparently there's a new in between Gen X and millennial called Zillennials. Which is like people who are kind of millennial and people who are kind of Gen X. which is truly how I feel, because there's a lot of Gen X qualities about me, I'll say.
We're like the same age. What does that say about myself?
But I'm also very much a millennial.
Oh, yeah. I feel like, yeah. I always tell people I'm a product of the 90s, but I was created in the 80s.
Yeah,
same.
Like,
what? And I'm like,
same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
yep.
It's,
same.
Man, we need to deep dive into this maybe on the next episode.
Yeah.
About like tropes from the 90s that like definitely did not age well.
Yes.
It's pretty outstanding.
Yes.
I think we're gonna save that for the next episode. We'll deep dive into that a little bit, and that should be a pretty good conversation there.
Yeah.
Well, we hope that you guys really enjoyed our first episode as we navigate this and figure things out. We look forward to bringing this content to you as quickly as we can. And
yeah, I mean, our goal is to make you laugh, make you think, maybe make you think we're idiots, whatever. And yeah, we appreciate you listening.
See you guys next time.
Bye.